just, gosh, just like, just imagine this or imagine that, or the opportunity, the lost opportunity
Yeah.
for him. It's just all sad. It's just heartbreaking.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. Hit that subscribe button and thumb up this episode. Paedon Brown, star of Sister Wives, is being criticized for the family and audience following the most recent season 19 episode. This week will be a very emotional moment. The theme of the episodes this week will be the death and funeral of Garrison. But behind the scenes, insiders say Kody reportedly took TLC cameras to Garrison's National Guard funeral, capitalizing on the loss of his son. Keep reading to see what happened. Sister Wives. Following Garrison's passing, Paedon Brown distances himself from his children last year. Michael T. shared on social media how Cody's relationship with his children was deteriorating. The Sister Wives star claims that after his breakup with Janelle, Christine, and Mary, Cody's relationship with his children hasn't been ideal. But when Garrison died, things became worse. According to Michael T., their father further alienated the older children, and more information eventually came to light. This may be the reason why Kody began to keep himself away from his children after Garrison's funeral. Did Kody take TLC cameras to the National Guard funeral of Garrison? New details on Cody's creepy behavior at Garrison's National Guard funeral recently surfaced from a reality TV blogger. The information came from someone who had talked to the blogger and said that Kody informed one of the organizers of Garrison's funeral that he wanted to bring Garrison's corpse home and bury him. As per reports, the Sister Wives star had knowledge of his son's funeral and cremation. As per the source, Kody was the sole family member who asked the film crew to come to the funeral. From the informant, something went down at the burial that Michael T. previously discussed last year, making them evict Kody and Robin from their lives. From the source, Kody wished to take cameras to the service so Garrison would document it for TLC, but one of Janelle's relatives reached out to Kody and asked him not to go to the service, including Robin, since they did not desire any filming by TLC. The source states that Janelle's family believes that Kody and Robin's abuse of Garrison had a serious effect on his mental health. Kody and Robin, however, attended the funeral despite being scolded. The fact that Kody reportedly brought cameras with him only makes things worse. Sister Wives, family members are outraged at Kody and Robin Brown's attendance. The informant stated that the mood and demeanor of the funeral took a drastic turn for the worse upon the arrival of Kody and Robin Brown. The two came in like stars, escorted by photographers, and a number of family members were dismayed. The insider further stated that they were already mic'd up and ready to record the sad day, which created an impression as if Kody and Robin were very confident about themselves during the funeral. Garrison has also expressed his disapproval of their reality show. He also mentioned in his latest text that he did not want to be taken advantage of by Kody. But it seems that Cody's self-centeredness is apparent by his presence at his son's funeral. Also, since Kody wasn't mentioned on Garrison's birth certificate, he wouldn't be allowed to bury his son legally even if he got his ashes. From what was reported, this blogger had a conversation with someone unknown in the background. Audrey Chris, Leon Brown's girlfriend on Sister Wives, was involved in a horrible accident. Mary Brown, one of the stars on Sister Wives, hasn't made a statement regarding her transgender child, Leon Brown. Leon married Audrey Chris on October 29, 2022. The couple since then has utilized the internet to document their married life, but when Leon and Audrey suddenly went quiet, so many people began speculating about their lives. But many were surprised when Audrey, the partner of Leon, came back to social media to talk about their horrific accident. Continue reading to learn what happened. How are Audrey Chris and Leon Brown's sister wives? It has been some time since Leon last appeared on the reality show. Leon, the Sister Wives star, was a program manager during the last update. Leon raises awareness about transgender individuals on social media. Leon also claims to be a writer in their Instagram bio. Audrey does not speak much about their professional background. Nonetheless, Audrey enjoys posing for photographs with Leon. Presently, the married couple lives in Denver, Colorado. They now have a number of dogs. Nevertheless, they do not have a child at the moment. Audrey, Leon's wife, suffered a horrible accident. In the recent past, Audrey Chris also shared new photos of herself alongside Leon Brown on social media. The two of them discussed the activities they have been engaging in recently, such as spending time with friends and volunteering at a local bookshop. Nevertheless, most people were attracted to Audrey's crutches. It's not clear how long Audrey has been injured, but when some Sister Wives fans inquired about what happened in the comments section, Audrey quickly responded, "I ruptured my Achilles tendon playing soccer." Nevertheless, based on the severity of the injury, it usually takes 4 to 6 months to recover from a rupture of the Achilles. After their long break on Instagram, several commentators were glad to see Audrey and Leon return. Leon resembles their brothers Gabe XX and Hunter get well soon. We thank you for supporting independent authors and bookstores. Redart God, I love seeing you two so happy. I thank you for being here. Oh no, I've had 3 surgeries and ruptured my Achilles twice. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Best wishes for a speedy recovery. Pouting face, orange heart. Oh no, I hope it gets better. Keep an eye on the knee scooter. I had one, lost my balance and injured my other leg. Don't ask me how. Then all of a sudden 2 legs were cast. Sister wives, Leon Brown still mourns Garrison's passing. An emotional statement on how heartbreaking 2024 was for them was one of Leon Brown's last Instagram updates. Sister Wives star asserts that since Garrison's passing, sorrow has been at the forefront of their lives. Apart from losing so many individuals, they managed to reconnect with some they never thought they would ever talk to again. Further, Leon employs the painful experiences to heal and appreciate all people in their surroundings. I am definitely doing it slowly, Leon went on. Let's hope for greater genuine communal care, mutual support, abundance and a genuine understanding of our individual and collective sorrows. In the quiet town where the funeral was being conducted, a place designed to foster harmony instead of controversy, the air was thick with sorrow. What was supposed to be a somber goodbye became something truly horrifying as the town came together to mourn a young man who was taken far too early. What once was a source of hope within a broken household, the loss of a beloved son, has now become the stage for a much darker story. The man whose own vision of closeness had so long been fading, who had spoken of himself as a patriarch, was now at the epicenter of the storm. Especially in the wake of tragedy, his estranged relationships had drawn attention and become the subject of gossip. He felt uncomfortable with every move he took toward the ceremony. When word came that his submission was not meant to be respectful or subdued, murmurs turned to outrage. He was said to have come bearing more than sympathy. He came equipped with cameras. The longest-running family-oriented focus documentary series' most emotionally intense installment to date was this week's television installment. Already aware that the show will be based on the funeral of a dear family member whose sudden death sent shock to the audience and home, audiences were setting themselves up for sorrow. Not many, however, were ready to find out that the individual agony of such loss could have been used to serve the people. The series' core family has faced internal conflicts for many years. A once self-assured father had seen his relationships with his children unravel, especially as his relationships with other women broke down. The loss of one of his boys only widened the emotional chasm, and tension was now an ever-present condition. Those who had stood by him before were now distant, with many attributing their turn away to emotional abandonment and favoritism. One of the adult daughters went on social media in the months leading up to the burial to share her thoughts. She spoke of the widening emotional chasm between his children and the man she once referred to as Dad. She indicated that their brother's death was a turning point. The family was now split into complete different worlds by the fissures that previously lay hidden beneath the surface. Mourning could have been a time of reconciliation, but what actually happened exacerbated the sorrow. Unsettling decisions were made in the days leading to the service, according to persons privy to the situation. The father, according to some anonymous source, had insisted on being the one to bring home his son's body and prepare the final goodbye. If it hadn't been masked by other motives, this might have been a generous thing in itself. He was very adamant about having the family television team there. Not as homage, not for respect of filmmaking, as per the same source. Yet there was apparently a lot of resistance to this proposal. The young man's closest relatives on his mother's side, who were insisting on the private funeral, claimed that they weren't putting on a show. They were mourning a loss. They also clearly said that cameras had no place among the bereaved. However, the man and his favorite friend attended the service with a film crew. In spite of many requests to keep out, the already somber day became one of confusion and nervousness. The shift was immediately noticeable to the visitors. The people who had attended the morning service had to navigate their way through production assistants and boom microphones. The man arrived at the function already wired for sound. A microphone clipped to his chest as if it were just another episode, leaving some in shocked silence. The energy change was described by witnesses as immediate. There was tension where there should have been quiet reverence. Conversations that should have centered on memories of the young man's kindness and strength instead turned into rumors of abuse. It was impossible for most people to escape feeling that the process of grieving had been tainted, that the sorrow had become an act. People who remembered the deceased expressing personal feelings about the show were a source of particularly bitter resentment. He had disdain for the program that had formerly made his family famous in his final communications. He had reached his limit for his life, being videotaped, analyzed and critiqued. Rather than celebrity, he had wanted peace. He had asked that his remarks not be turned into a spectacle. But in death now, it appeared the very boundaries he had asked for had been crossed. His mother, who always fiercely protected her children, was reportedly devastated by what happened. Prior to the service, a family member allegedly confronted the father and pleaded with him not to go if he was going to use the funeral as a show segment. Not only him but also his partner, not the cameras specifically. They didn't require a lens to see their sorrow. The couple showed up despite this request and in other accounts presented themselves as being people who felt at the center of the narrative rather than mourners. This may have been an extension of their narrative to them. To everyone else, however, it was a profane sacred ritual. The father and his friend's behavior deeply angered family members who were also enraged by the presence of the camera crew. They were said to have talked too loudly, grinned too brightly, and walked around with an air of detachment as if the agony was not their own and they had come merely to observe. The breakup was not entirely new. Insiders and observers alike have noted the widening rift between the grandfather and his older children over the years. A lot of others had been driven away by his firm alignment with his current girlfriend, especially those who felt betrayed when he ceased to support them financially and emotionally when his multiple relationships fell through. He once campaigned for oneness, fairness, and collective responsibility, but his present actions appeared to contradict all those principles. These inconsistencies were revealed at the funeral. The previously respected father appeared as a man who appeared more concerned about legacy than grief instead of as a grieving parent. His arrival with the camera crew was perceived as a betrayal instead of as an error. There were legal records discovered after the service that only added to the trouble. What was found is that the individual in question was never officially cited on the dead person's birth certificate. What that meant is even if he did collect the remains of his son, he would not get to have finality in it. He still pushed himself into every aspect of funeral arrangements. Despite this technicality, family members on the mother's side continued to stand up for each other and take comfort in their shared loss. They had declared absolutely that they had to pay respect to a life in seclusion and mourn undisturbed. They had disobeyed that request. Backlash mounted as word of what happened spread. Only after initially following the family's storyline with fascination and respect did viewers increasingly complain and even become enraged. Reviews from individuals who thought the funeral had been transformed into a stage appearance were everywhere online. They asked if anyone would go so far as to ignore the wishes of the deceased in favor of maintaining a story. The younger brothers, some of whom had remained silent in public but had been deeply affected behind closed doors, were not immune to the emotional strain of the situation. One source claimed that even individuals who had stood by their father in the past were now changing their minds. Trust once broken was now irreparably broken. The producers kept astonishingly quiet in the following days after the broadcast of the controversial episode. No word of explanation or official response was offered, further fueling speculation that this was not a mistake but a deliberate action. Ratings have always been a driving force, after all. Now there is only a deep fissure. After professing to love with all their heart, the family must now grapple with unrepairable damage. The shame of public disillusionment has multiplied the already overbearing grief. And those that continue to express themselves, sometimes through subliminal cues, enigmatic phrases, or abiding withdrawal, do so precisely because they comprehend that grief may never be suppressed. This chapter is a betrayal to the loyal viewers who had watched earlier to witness a grand experiment in family life. What began as an experiment on the complexities of love and togetherness has now become a tale of ego, isolation, and misplaced priorities. Most people have been wondering about Lewan and Audrey's lives over the past few months, especially since the couple has been noticeably absent from the limelight. The couple suddenly went silent on social media, where they had been giving their fans glimpses of their lives as a couple. Several were worried about their health based on the new way they reacted online, more so after the state of marriage had become part of the subjects for discussion on viewers of their associated show. Lewan, an outspoken public character who supports causes related to the transgender community, has been contributing knowledge and assisting the transgender audience via their venue. But the more focused spotlight was ignited with the silence that followed. The duo had not been keeping their followers updated about personal occurrences for some time, but Audrey, Lewan's girlfriend, had now and then posted images and words about their encounters together. Audrey resurfaced to social media during this period of silence only to reveal that they had incurred a life-changing injury. Unexpected turn of events. Audrey's injury. Most of their fans were surprised when Audrey Chris, well known for her photography and for her close connection with Lewan, posted an emotional post about her recent accident. Many people were surprised to spot Audrey with crutches in the photos. The couple had recently been leading a quiet life, patronizing local businesses, spending time with friends, and taking pleasure in the little things in life. But all of us were taken by surprise when Audrey revealed that she was injured. Audrey had revealed in the article that she got injured during a soccer game. Her Achilles tendon had ruptured, something that often takes a long period of time to heal from. It takes a long time to heal from an Achilles tendon rupture, sometimes months. In spite of the gravity of the situation, Audrey responded positively and thanked her fans for their good wishes. While Audrey recognized that recovery would take a long time, she was grateful for the assistance they had received at this difficult moment. Fans of the couple soon flooded the comments with condolences and words of encouragement. Most hoped Audrey recovered soon and shared their own experiences of such injuries. The online community support reflected how much the couple had built a bond with their followers over the years. Fans were relieved and thrilled to see the couple on social media again despite the difficult situation. One fan penned in one of the messages that she wished Audrey would recover soon and appreciated the couple for their encouragement of independent writers and bookshops and advocacy work. Others expressed gratitude to the couple for being present in their lives, and one fan commented that witnessing Leon and Audrey so happy together was inspiring. Their social support was great, and it was clear many of their acquaintances had been looking to know more about the life of the couple after they passed away. A never-ending cycle of loss and rebound. Leon also utilized social media during this period to look at their own path and challenges they've faced in recent times. Leon spoke openly about the emotional struggles they were going through in 2024, particularly after the untimely loss of a close relative. Sorrow had been a big aspect of Leon's life for some time, and the loss had struggled with him. Leon recognized the pain of losing loved ones in their communication, but they also recognized the opportunity to reconnect with friends they never thought they would see again. Although it was very painful, grief also initiated healing and a new respect for individuals around them. Leon's address was on the importance of community care and resiliency. Although they hurt, Leon put much emphasis on support for each other and the power of mourning together. Leon also put much weight on the slowness with which they were healing emotionally. They emphasized the worth of providing space for yourself to grow and heal as well as to mourn and feel the pain. In their letter, Leon vowed to live an abundant life, to notice the good in life, and to ensure that their loss was completely felt on an individual level and on a group level. For Leon, this period of reflection and healing became an opportunity to focus on his own growth. They took advantage of their platform to urge others to embrace their flaws, to seek comfort in their community, and to create space for the group healing of individuals in their direct surroundings. Their letter resonated because it was a reminder to all that grieving is a process that demands tremendous emotion and comfort from others. A shared journey of love and recovery, the friendship of Leon and Audrey has provided motivation along the way. They have not forsaken their love and support of each other during the tough times. Inasmuch as they were not expected, the tragedy of Audrey has provided the avenue for consideration of their shared experience and how much it has been worth helping each other survive the bad times. Although recovery is long, the relationship of the couple becomes stronger and they are devoted to assisting each other in every step of the way. Theirs is a story about resilience despite adversity and love and recovery. Leon and Audrey continue moving forward as one, even if it means taking the emotional weight of loss or the physical pain of an injury. Their journey is testimony to the resilience born of mutual experiences, the importance of self-care, and the resilience of community. Ultimately, what continues to inspire the fans who witness their journey is their commitment to each other, to recovery, and to the people who are following along. The couple remains an inspiration for love, support, and the courage to take on the challenges of life in the face of adversity despite the trials and tribulations. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Get more updates daily. See you soon.